You have to just laugh at that. Like, what else can you do?
No me metí.
Code only.
Here, I'm gonna get up. Postcode.
See Panda's rejoining.
Everyone lagged out.
Hey, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Q, and this past weekend of ALGS was absolutely insane. 3 Split 1 champions struggled to get out of the gates in Split 2, 2 regions got double sessions in, and 1 lobby completely crashes mid-game, where apparently everyone had Godspot. The ALGS split officially has kicked off, and things were quite hectic this past weekend. Let's go ahead and take a quick look around the 4 regions that did have games and get you caught up on some results and talk about some surprises. Let's go ahead and get down and do what it do. Now, after going to London and hoisting the trophy for the first time in a long time, TSM seemed to be off their game this weekend. 16 points in 2 sessions is definitely far from what we have come to expect from the boys over at TSM. And TSM was actually off to quite the miserable start in Sunday's session as well, sitting on just 17 points for the session after 4 games. And then the lobby crashes in Game 5 after TSM is eliminated. TSM then decides to change up their drop spot for the restart. So you can kind of understand why TSM is getting some of the shade, but you definitely can't convince me that the lobby crash was anything short of an unfortunate situation. I mean, it seems that games are no longer getting played on the pro build that we heard about last split, and with the fact that EA was doing some server maintenance preventing pros from scrimming with those high performance codes literally a week before split 1 started, I can't exactly say that I'm surprised. Hopefully this means, though, that we're going to be seeing these servers get some much-needed attention. But let's go ahead and keep talking about some ALGS, shall we? Sentinels also had themselves a rather disappointing opening weekend, finishing in 13th with 14 post-session placement points. Rambo, though, was able to breathe just a little bit of life into the Sentinel squad with a beautiful clutch-up in Game 6 on Sunday. We look across the board, the rest of NA, Dark Zero won Saturday's session with an epic 6-game clutch-up in their own right, and XSET started off split number 2, even better than split 1, winning their first split on Sunday. Now, in the EMEA region, we also had 2 splits this weekend, meaning that we've seen every team play at least once, and the Fire Beavers looked to be on a mission this past weekend after missing the LAN due to visa issues in split 1. On Saturday's session, they actually ended up winning 3 separate games, starting off with a 30-point dub-a-rooney and finishing off on Storm Point going back-to-back. Vex, though, is going to be sitting on top in the EMEA's standings, at least for now, with 2 top 6s, including a dub in Session 2, which is going to have them sitting at the top. KCP, though, also looks very, very strong in their first session this week on Saturday after the pickup with Zane. We actually recently got to talk to Nasky over here on the channel. He said vibes were high, and at least so far, so are the results. SN being an example of consistency, though, when we do talk about that EMEA region, talking about back-to-back 4th place finishes for both sessions, starting off the split, which means they are also going to be quite a bit up there on those standings. Now, we do, of course, have ourselves a new split down in South America, but the story seems to be quite the same. Team Singularity absolutely dominating on Saturday. The points they put up in their 2 wins alone were enough to best 14 teams in the lobby, meaning you added an additional 3 top 7 finishes, and Singularity took the session with ease. ATH is going to finish the day off with a solid 2nd place finish. Remember that this was the team that was the first team to miss out on London last split, looking to try and take control of their destiny here early. Another team that was worth noting as far as in session number 1 for South America is going to be Fellas. They also had a good split, starting off in that 3rd spot for the start. Let's not forget they were in that top 5 for the region all the way up until regional finals last split, where they were overtaken by Leave No Witness. Now, we are going to be trying to keep a good pulse on that South American scene over here on the channel. In case you missed the news on Twitter, your boy's actually going to be doing the English broadcast for the region over on the Team Singularity channel. So if you're looking to catch your boy over there for some live ALGS action, I'm going to leave that link down in that description below. All right. And of course, y'all know we can't talk Apex over here without showing some love to my homies from the APAC South region. Moist does continue to do Moist things, this time never finishing outside of the top 6 in any particular game, making it very easy to climb their way up to that 1st place finish. And of course, with Onyx Esports finishing right behind them in London, You can't be too surprised to see them holding down that number 2 spot after that first session as well. I think the biggest surprise for me, however, when we talk about this APAC South region is Ironblood Gaming, a team that we saw sitting at the top of the leaderboards pretty well all split. How'd they start off this split, you ask? Well, I think this clip from Panay sums it up perfectly.
We could have been up like 4K. I see this.
I got beaten by GS, LG, BRU, ITR, Truth Esports, MDY White, XNY, Dewa, Sui, ADL, Eternal Photon, Akuma, 505, Onigen Rise! What?
Of course, it is only one weekend, and there is plenty of Apex still yet to be played, but I'm curious, YouTube, what's your biggest surprise from opening weekend? And who do you expect to see bounce back come week number 2? Let me know down in those comments below. And of course, after you leave those comments, man, do me a favor and hit that like button. Those two things help me the most with that tough YouTube algorithm as we chase down our first 200 subscribers over here on the channel. Also, I've been having a lot of people DMing me lately, asking me how I keep up with my grind, from casting, watch parties, to creating content. I want y'all to know that Ulti supps has the only ingredient clinically tested and proven to increase performance in gamers. Backed with a completely transparent label with properly dosed ingredients so you know exactly what you're putting into your body. And on that label, you'll find nothing unhealthy and 0 sugars. If you ask me, the best blue raspberry on the market, but that's for you guys to decide. Link is always going to be down in that description below. And don't forget, at checkout, code YoBoyCue saves you that 10%. All right? And if you are looking for a good place to keep up with ALGS news, interviews, updates, and more, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on so we can catch y'all right back here. All right? Until that time does come, don't forget, man, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard, all right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.
If you ain't show something, you just don't wanna be. You wanna be me, but you will never